also a great use of those extra kicks. Okay, so second quarterfinal of winner takes all, 3rd edition. We see Danirai take Deathwish on blue coin against Vcymka. Good luck, всем удачи. Let's see. A lot of везения to both players. Ah, I've missed the Z-Crifter in Danirai's deck. So he plays the all board Purify. I guess to potentially answer some cultists. So Miss Dagon has a tutor for that. Has Bruce, has AQ. Missing the Riptide. Potentially not great. Oh wait. Yeah, no observer, unlucky. Nah, I'm not putting my signature onto anything Gwent related. I only have the stamp with Gwentfinity on it. Will that do? Well, okay, so we see Torres. I didn't catch up what was Danirai checked, but it was a bit too fast for me, Toyne, to see what got marked, but I would assume that Detlef is one of those things, yeah. So if... is there a Kiran? Let me just open... Detlef, Riptide and Draga got Spine. Okay, makes sense. And Draga maybe a bit less so. Tournament platform. Ah, things are hard. Okay. There we go. I just wanted the decks open for myself as well. So a bit of the tap manipulation. Danirai's Deathwish. Okay, he plays no Kiran, but yeah, then that couldn't get marked. Spine mark on it. Scores of previous, we only had one and it ended in a very good manner. Would recommend checking out the ending of Military versus Erland. But Coin decided the game. Coin and indecision to kill him decided the game. But yeah, I would recommend checking the vote for that epic ending. Even if you don't have time to watch the entire series. So no Deathwish in hand, you can click the order, of course. We see that Succubus is getting consumed, so everything gets doomed, but there is a Siegfried. So if you wish to purify and get an extra toad and not lose your Succubus, you can do that with the 1/6 power card easily. I guess that actually clashes a little bit with the location click if you miss him or you don't need him. And if you want to try and guarantee the death, the movement is not only for the non-neutral cards. There is another toad for you to play out as a carryover potentially, and yeah, there is a Folklet to consume. Don't really wait. Vcymka is having some slight internet issues again. I think the last time we played through the platform it was more of the same. Vcymka says that he also likes carryover toads if possible, but there is a slight problem. Siegfried is just removing the spine. Of course, our toad still gets to create that. I will also see Deathwish being played out in round 1 or round 2 here. So. And Assimilate is already using its Deathwish package to stay relevant in the round. Assimilate, as you know, has a lot of different packages packed into itself. It can be anything. We just seen Assimilate Cultists an hour ago. What's not to like? Okay, so Danny was thinking about consuming that Folklet, but looks like he wants no. Decisions. Consuming toad allows him to use the toad in this round already, if he wishes to. We also see how a pro player operates during the match. See how much checking in the deck is happening. So yeah, everything is gets checked. For now, goes for the egg from the harpy, getting the Folklet value as well. There is no succubus in Vcymka's graveyard, so nothing is jumping out after killing this one. So Assimilate is just going for the consumes, has that love, and now it's 2-3 powered units on the front row, so a little cute play here, trying to 50-50 between the egg and the succubus. Надо мной есть баны, да, у него секта была, Нильфгард забанен. В Vcymке забанили Syndicate. So what are you putting into that AQ? Just another succubus? Then you can still click the order, play toad on that. There is a toad in the graveyard, so succubus can be played back row if you want to all in. But yeah, Danirai is pushing here, but Nilfgaard is staying close with their Deathwish plays, spending of course Bratans in the process, but still has a couple of cards. to use here. So Danirai waits for Vcymka's move. Vcymka, let me open his deck as well. Doesn't have anything to lock stuff with. Plays Riptide back row, not to clash without armor. So we see the click and we see the toad coming down, most likely on AQ. Yes, pulling out or putting onto the board another succubus. The egg won the race, so fog damage in the lowest unit 50-50. Sage, the infusion bug fixed. It's better that way. It was weird that it ever happened to begin with. We see Vilgefortz here as well. But yeah, not the greatest thing out of the deck. Making possibility of drawing Deathwish and Riptide both higher. I guess Danirai would have liked having the Whispering Hillock, but he cannot guarantee that, so 2 points lost there. What can you do? How good is Riptide? Should kill something. Or alternatively, it just clashes with Nausicaa. Having 2 armor. So Vcymka still has Stefan and Terra Nova, right? Vilgefort's gone, Torres gone. I would assume that Ciri got mulliganed. Don't really want to. Although it wastes a consume for your opponent, but full Ciri doesn't sound like the greatest card to drop in this match. How do we feel about the Riptide? Not too hot, but wasn't really. So alternative was to do what? Heat wave on the Nausicaa and use your Riptide for control. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. This of course denies Danirai units, but he has, if he wants to Erland, but he always has the location click. In that regard, that's not really an issue. You mean Danirai? He still got some value. Oh, wait, what was it? 2. He had armor on it, so removing it for your Erland and whatnot isn't an issue. But yeah, and the click happens, Erland gone, one of the assimilates is dealt with. This is just another target with Stefan proccing it 4 times. Artot is and yeah, here it goes. The Nausicaa Artot would have been at least a 10-point unit anyway. Now Vcymka established the might for the Riptide to potentially grow, the one that he got initially to grow. And yeah, denying Nilfgaard leader value is sadly impossible if you are relying for succubuses to bring you points, because they jump out as 5s. I wonder if Nilfgaard is going to get a nerf before. I wouldn't count on that. So there should be another toad. We should see... Should we see a leader charge? Like, he knows that this is a Deathwish. And consuming Deathwish, well, you need 2 leader charges, but he knows that there is a toad. So yeah, we see that. We see Dagon jump out. And this is only 8-point gap with Stefan not played, so Vcymka takes the lead here. Nilfgaard, if like 2 points didn't matter from the miss of a tutor. Second, let me open. He's playing the red coin Skellige, but takes it on blue nonetheless. And this is a Skellige mirror. Puzzle Skellige with Swole Blood and Clash Location against the Pirates. With control cards, we see the Tempest, we see COC. A lot of damage. Nice finds for round 1 hand in the Terror of the Seas, as well as Bjorn, I suppose. Breaking Foxes, not great. Could have... might have thinned them out earlier. And then you have this, look, ship with armor. What do you do that? You cannot forget. Decides to, yeah. To potentially, well, leader charge already implemented. I don't think you're hesitating after that. So yeah, pretty aggressive. No ships allowed. So the first one goes down, and that Skellige doesn't play too many of those. Misses funeral boats. Breaks his Fox. And Fox with stuff like Sigvald and Olgierd Immortal on opponent's side of the board are not that amazing. Funeral boat? No. What? No. We lived through the Cunerates phase. Can we not have a funeral boat phase? So no Anero, no Heatwave. The COC was also there. We see a reshuffle. So Bjorn is getting locked, he cannot use its order anymore. Not sure if that was the plan. Vcymka also uses a lock that he might have needed to answer stuff like Funeral Boat, you might think, but at the same time Funeral Boat is pinging randomly. You have damage magnets in your deck. I must say, yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, Danirai committed leader charge and the Bjorn immediately. Gets what he wants, he wins the round. So, I guess that worked out. Not sure, yeah, sadly, we don't see Vcymka's hand. Yeah, imagine Imagine not seeing Compass played, the most busted card there ever was for skill. Okay, so those are some folk mulligans. But at least he gets rid of both of them. Misses his Anero even after the shuffle. But you only have, what, 5 chances to see it out of 15 cards. So shuffle doesn't really guarantee you anything. It gives you illusion of choice. That's a good pirate card. If it sticks, you usually do create some damaged units. So this is a Swolbot against Swolbot, with decks that clash and remove a lot. It's hard to say. How much do you want? There is of course a Swolbot finisher line that you might like. With not really... But that was basically a pirate mirror. This is not exactly a pirate mirror, so... Does it work the same? Do you just want last say with the Swolblot and the Totem? But yeah, we see the Heatwave on location. Vcymka decides that that card is just too strong. Players are not running... Danirai is not running, let's specify that. Dream Viandres, so for pirate list the location can only be used once. This might be a counter location here from Vcymka, yes indeed, card roll there, let's see the roll. That's kinda 7 points. Well, with only one unit on the board, you cannot be sure that you are getting full value from that fog anyway. Might have just thrown everything onto the front row, but yeah, Vcymka doesn't have too many row restrictions there himself. So who you got, chat? Who wins this? Between the somewhat similar decks, but also so different. See, if you start counting cards, there is a Swolborn, there is Soph, there is Cartrol, the Heatwave. So many similarities, but no Sigvald, no Knut. There is Justiana in Danirai's hand. Sorry. No, somehow feels like Vcymka is in a better position. Would have been, of course, easier to save with see his hand. Okay, Sigvald goes down. So that activates a Griffa for later. Vcymka takes it. Yeah, it like feels a bit awkward to be playing. I know Terror, Justiana against it. If you're losing a card, do you Heatwave the location? But then, well, you have COC as well, I suppose. For the next round, but between the Soph, between Sigvald, Knut, even with all your control, there is still potential problems. Vcymka, of course, is not playing COC himself. Is there a Purify? Question mark. Vcymka runs it. Is it in hand? I don't remember seeing it out in round 1, so that's a float and a half for Danirai. There is a Peller. And there is a click for rain as well, removes the Bloodthirst. MV Peller does the job correctly. Then he has a pass. But that still leaves the location active, and yeah. We see that at the moment the only thing you really want to bring out of the graveyard for Vcymka is this Sigvald that is at the moment on the board. So how are you making 8 points here? Oh, no, sorry, there is rain still, so 6 points shouldn't be an issue unless you drew everything perfectly and you'd want to keep your hand. There is a location okay, so yeah, find smart room. Find smart room, there is rain, and he can totem and click the Sigvald. Yeah. So that's more than enough. He gets location carryover. So into the round 3 we go. Danirai manages to find COC. Finds the totem as well. So Necromancy is playing for a bronze. Danirai has last say. Triple removal. Winnable? You only have to answer Knut, Sigvald, Location Clash, Olgierd, Soph with leader, and Svalbard, but to be honest, the Svalbard is not doing much, and yeah, I mentioned the things you need to remove, but you have the tools. That of course could have been a nice squirrel if Vcymka did not rush to Sigrifa's right. So trades Sigi for the heat wave. You couldn't ask for the better draws for by the round 3. Might have liked maybe a different set of bronzes for round 1, but Danirai got out of the round 1 quite conveniently anyway. That's some slow leadering, Alzor. What is this animation speed? So we see Soph without last say, might as well, I guess, drop it immediately. So COC, like you have no incentive to play units while you can just Heatwave and COC. This is the best ship target, I suppose, so damaging it for some extra, like, for splitting points works out. Justiana is damaging himself by 2. But you're potentially not getting any more, but yeah, Danirai's sequencing needs to be on point here. Do you just play Terror, but then how you answer in Knut? And it might be, yeah, better to sacrifice some points from Yustian. Of course, Yustian splits the points, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, there is a Mortal, there is Knut if you want to answer those. You can adjust removal, and then allow that combo to go through for like 3 turns. Hello, Saturnus. So yeah, for the decks... wait, yeah, you were searching about the tournament, but there is a deck list. If you guys checking the deck list, check the top 8 tab, not top 16, because people were allowed to change it between the rounds. This is the second quarterfinal of winner takes all tournament. Going smoothly, but sadly tournament platform broke, so we are watching from Danirai's point of view here. So thanks for all the players accommodating the cast with their streams. Also go check Danirai. I'm not sure how much he's streaming nowadays. Haven't really seen him too much. I guess being focused on just ladder performance with Gwent is the most important thing before the end of competitive Gwent. So this Brockwork kinda does part of the job of Sigvald, or of Svolbard, sorry, by himself, killing tokens, but yeah, both players should have Svolbard available to them. And with last say, Danirai should... I kinda expected it to go a bit different, but looking at the board... with all the Svolbard procs, well, there is no board presence for the both of them, so having your Svolbard as a finisher with a cultist flip, it might be enough. Although, yeah, of course, the cultists are dying slowly, being clashed here. Arnulf gets armor, and there is more armor coming from the second clash. There is just no saving that 4-point cultist. But flipping it doesn't really accomplish anything as well. So Danirai decides to go now. He has nothing on his side of the board. But after the Fanatics flip, yeah, this is 16. There is no tall unit to clash with. And that Svolbard is getting removed, but wait. No, that ship on its own is only 4 points plus removal, so a bit of mathing. Decides to flip, and the board vibe, but yeah, 12 points is exactly enough by 1, yeah, so turned out closer than I expected. I kind of expected Vcymka to win if we are talking about round. I didn't run the math, and for that you probably need to go back and spend a little bit of time. Thanks for the input. We'll believe chat math, it's usually correct. But yeah, it's close, and well, Danirai decided to go early with Svolbard. Worked out. interesting game. A game to potentially go and analyze. But yeah, we have game 3. It's from best of 5 it became best of 3. So we see Danirai trying to get the Deathwish through again. Puts infusions on Detlef and AQ, the gold ones, the gold Deathwish units that you want to infuse. Yeah, gets his Dagon cancelled out immediately with the squirrel. What is a god to a godly squirrel anyway? Pulls the infused succubus. And double breach troll, just yeah. We'll put in 48 points on the board in 3 turns, guaranteeing that your Erland gonna grow. So Vcymka cannot pass. Didn't even play 3 cards yet, but now he faces a tempo pass from Danirai, has to cover 30 plus points, while opponent's Erland is growing for free. So I would assume, yeah, it's not doable in 1 card. 11 points per turn, let's go. Only 11? Ah, yeah, true, that's a good point. The rows are split, so a mighty Riptide is growing. You don't too often see it. Well, maybe if somebody is dedicated and plays a lot of Deathwish, yeah, they of course try to do that. Riptide optimization, but the card even without it plays for a lot usually, or plays for a different purpose, to put it differently. So Knut committed, might not interrupted, and the armor grows. It might end up being a clash with something weird. Knows how good, how bad is it to lose on even from red? Might, okay, the math perfect, 1 point. Cost him a Knut. Other than that, it's okay. No, he also managed to answer Dagon, so it's not much, but it's an honest work. But yeah, he also loses Knut in the process, and Danirai is playing out his Toad carryover, grows Erland to the max. Searches for AQ, but he has a tutor for that. And finds Heatwave as well. What, where is the other trigger for some other point? Yeah. Haven't seen that in action yet. So, carryover, go. That's toad number 1. Those toads have a potential to be reused because we have this Siegfried available. You can see him hiding there in the middle of Danirai's hand. He has 2 leader consumes, he has double harpy, and he has the Indrega, so that's quite a few. Okay, Greatsword makes a cameo, but is this Riptide is not really... You can look at Riptide's art. That might be the boat that the Greatsword was traveling on. That didn't go well. Okay. Once again, there is a Purify. So you are doing 2 things at once. And there is only 1 lock. 1 lock does not accomplish much. Man, what a clutch inclusion here. You'd think it will be against the cultists and status Nilfgaard and potentially some defending. One needs to look and duel. Yeah, that was a mistake considering there is an active location. Yeah, I guess that deals with Deathlove's presence anyway. And he decided not to. So a bit of well, you still have the Succubi to rely on. Kinda. How weird was it? Not to clash immediately, and also next turn not to see. Not to see the AQ. So yeah, AQ is there. We see that Toad is coming back. There is still another one, so it seems like a never-ending life supply of the Toads. Brought to you by round 1 tempo pass, finding the double Toad, and also purifying. Danirai, can you show us the Irondite value? Maxi, not exactly a powerhouse in round 3, or in general. Okay, so the train is it already left the station and it doesn't look like it's stopping. Om nom nom. And you still have 2 leaders to Om nom nom. You have an act to Om nom nom, of course. And your Irondite is growing entire game. Like, is this the best Irondite game you'd ever see? Tempo pass round 1, play 3 cards, and then just a lot of tempo in round 3 as well. What's the record? Lerio, I'll consider you the record keeper of Gwent, although that's not exactly what you do, but... What's the biggest Irondite you guys ever seen? Of course you can cheat with the infinite Gwent, But in regular game, what would it even be? A regular game, but yeah, you can just count in Matas and Talers, I suppose. I've gotten the 17 points. $23. Yeah, pretty decent. So this is an 18-1. But yes, I guess it is limited by the turn count, and then you are factoring in the stuff like Thaler and Mata being played in the same game potentially. But although, yeah, if Mata was played, Thaler is not getting a click. And nowadays it's Henry. But yeah, we see a huge gap. Danirai, of course, on the last turn consumes the egg instead of the succubus, because last time the last time they checked the math, 6 was bigger than 5. And we see that Vcymka is just passing. Not enough fuel in his tank to overcome the 62-point difference. So Danirai takes the lead, gets his Deathwish throw. People might have questioned the Deathwish potency after the nerf, but no, works out for him. And now he has Syndicate. Wait. He won with the Deathwish, and he won the... No, yeah. Yes. See, that's why people manage to queue occasionally the wrong decks in the tournament. And now imagine if you are not a pro player, but just playing in a casual tournament. Of course you will mess it up. So, the choice is correct. Syndicate is available for Danirai, his last deck. Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. You might have been... What about Deathwish? Deathwish got nerfed. So, it wasn't nerfed, but it was bugged. So the Dagon infusions were staying on the units for the entirety of the game. So if you infuse your succubus and then pull it out, it still will be buffing the lowest unit by 2 every time you consume her. So that part was nerfed. It made it into the game and stayed for a month and a half, so basically 1.5 season. And it was only addressed after that. So this season we are witnessing the normal Deathwish. So it's not really shown in a bunch of patch notes, but yeah, they fixed it. They didn't use the in-game announcement system, for example, to notify players that Deathwish is bugged. And we've seen it in competitive tournaments, official qualifiers. So I suppose it was agreed on the second season that yeah, the deck is just playable as is. Nobody is making any changes. So Danirai's you don't want to play Iris from hand. Yeah, Danirai's first attempt at winning the series. He has 2 shots, Vcymka needs to win twice. Double open sesame. There is a bronze spender in amount of 2. We see Vcymka is opening with Iris, so I guess he missed a thing or two. That might have been a leader charge for Radovid as well, so not a brilliant beginning for Northern Realms. A leader charge into a leader charge. And finally the temple lands. Temple can be checked now. Although it's immune. It can be checked now. Now, can we check the temple? We should check the temple. Henselt, Gerhard, Odo. Henselt must have a machine for self there. The siege tower is being played, yes. Not the worst pickup. We also see in the 7-point slam from the Oxenford. Ah yes, why wouldn't you have even more open sesames in your graveyard? So that must feel pretty nice in terms of carryover. No mutant generator. Vcymka of course is playing it. So Iris opener, no mutant generator, leader charges burn to get the temple, and Radovit most likely. We of course don't have the confirmation, but we see a cow landing. Radea of course has the poison stratagem available. Don't you like want to do that on the other side of the cow? It might have been not a Radea line, but indeed just to make the shoop happen. So there might have been no secret plan to poison a 6-point brawler. Yeah, most likely is how many specials does he play anyway? Yeah, none. So did he? Where is the Cheeky King Cobra? Yeah, people added that occasionally when the self-poison brothers were played. And of course there was an entire NR deck revolving around the Cobras. Where is a Fidim? I don't know. Vcymka didn't find anything, it feels like. He had to top deck Shoop with a Blightmaker. He had to burn 2 leader charges for Temple and Ready. And Danirai managed to find double double Sesame from hand, from the deck, and create one. Oh, so I missed him playing. Yeah, I missed him playing Calvit. Okay, okay. Brown 3 mutant generator has a lot of potential. It buffs everything. It needs a couple of turns to get going, and this is also not a deck that really abuses the mutant generator. And R needs more consistency tools. Well, as pincer maneuver. Yeah, it needs a card that sorts your deck by the provisions at the start of the before you start drawing. That would solve some issues. So insta Calvit. So you have your temple and you have your mutant generator guaranteed. So yeah, one of the sesames is gone. There are still 2. Yeah, I'm not calling it the end of the series, Lirio. We are watching it. We are enjoying it. We are witnessing Shu killing one of those. Okay. Yes, there is a Purify. We didn't see the Purify, right? But you don't want to unseize the second Scarab, that's for certain. Wouldn't Shoop deal 13? No. Like you have a 5-point squirrel on your side of the board. That's 18 points. You might kill none. No. 13 damages. Issue token 0p potentially. -1 for Muta for not leader in first. Yeah, it actually works with the tokens. But he has to duel a Scarab. Volunteers are getting hit. Well, yeah, this is not looking great. We know the cards. There is Henselt, there is Gerhard, and then there is Odo. So we are not playing around a fiction where access exists, right? Yeah, Purify is gone, so there is still Lock. Ah, we see the Hansel! Look, Henselt is one of the best temple pools. Let's go. That's why people play the at least one siege engine there. And now you have an opportunity to click it a couple of times. But yeah, if IXORA goes through, that volunteer is dying, so it's less scary. Almost closed the translation. So what is there? There is Margarita, there is a leader charge for Margarita, there is Geralt. Okay, the drum roll, 5 coin, and the ship is close to the top, so the bank is full, 1 point over profit, cannot complain about that. You cannot buff the ship, because Geralt is a card. That would have solved a lot of problems for Vcymka if he had. An opportunity to Geralt the ship. But yeah, this might be a leader for Margarita then. It is. That opens the road for IXORA. Are we seeing a kill on Erland here? Is this what's happening? Is this how we end the series? Also, Pepe, care to explain your own strategy of just reverse sweeping? Why are you emotionally scaring other Gwent players by reverse sweeping them? I'll understand Gandalf for the BM as well. But what is this tactic? Only one Salamandra unit on board. You don't really want to hit anything. But yeah, that's why we most likely see in the self interaction here. If I could, I would win trio. Okay, so that's not on purpose. Good to know. Good to know. But nice games, man. Yes. No. Понизили шанс. Мы только что увидели, как Сезамчик сделали в первом раунде. So yeah, this is a like. Was there any chance Erland was buffed? We didn't see the poison. Of course, poison was playing only for 6. Jin is playing for 5, so that's only 1 point. That's a 7-point Erland. Okay, there are 2 blockers, but there is 2 sesames in the graveyard, 1 gun, and there is also Novigrad click, but he doesn't get any profit cards. Gets some points anyway. I click, and we click, and we click, and we click, and we kill, and a 7-point unit on the menu is... And the winner is... Gone. So, yeah, we're gonna see that exact line happening. Nothing else mattered. GG's. Well, yeah. Leader charges gun in round 1 actually caused, but yeah, it could have been cleared anyway. So, yeah, Danirai played well and gets a victory in the series. So, let me just remove that. Fix the score. Не повезло, не фартануло в симке. IXORA pretty busted